It's been years now, but back in the day, back when I used to think I was smarter than my parents, I could get, cigarettes from seniors, things like that, and I would smoke. I quit, especially with you being young. So I tried it and quit smoking for a while, junior, senior year. I didn't smoke, vape, anything till the end of senior year. But this I can quit anytime I want, but I crave cigarettes. I don't crave this.
Back then it was because all my friends did it, but I started dipping when I was 13 years old, so I had a pretty bad nicotine addiction. And I smoked a pack of cigarettes a day once I graduated high school,
So before I even started smoking, I actually used to dip, like when I was in high school and all that. I got tired of the receding gums, so I switched to cigarettes. The gums, were better, and then I just didn't like the yellow teeth, so that's why I went to smoking, or why I took up smoking in the first place. And
first time I was 13 when I had my first cigarette, and then I smoked for a good 3 years up into sophomore year, and then just stopped. I just picked this up right away and just quit the cigarettes cold turkey. Running less nicotine than a package of cigarettes anyway. I was only running 1 milligram back when you could get 1-2 milligrams of nicotine in your bottles of vape juice. And that's all I would do, and I would just vape before and after school, and that'd be it. I've been vaping for 8 years, all kinds of stuff, and it's never had any problems with it at all. I went through a phase where I was going to join the military, and I was working out every day, running every day, never got like really tight chested or anything like that. It was just normal workout.
My stepbrother gave me a can of dip when I was like 13, and I started dipping then and always dipped after that. And it was just normal. Everybody in my family dipped, my dad. And then I just started smoking when I was a mechanic because everybody else smoked in the shop.
15 years ago, people weren't vaping. So it's so new, there's so much we don't know about it. But, it's one of those, down the line, it may have really adverse effects. We're gonna be the ones to know. We're the guinea pigs for this. But until then, we're really not gonna know.
it took a while for me to jump on the bandwagon. I used to be, one of those guys who, I was like, oh, vapor is like, it's dumb. But what got me to switch was the health benefits and, the fact that, I'm less likely to get cancer from it. And I think one of the biggest things was definitely, it tastes a lot better. It doesn't taste like I'm, licking an ashtray. It tastes like fruit and, it tastes like whatever I want it to. I personally think flavor bans are pointless. I don't think they're going to help with anything. First of all, you're banning, big corporations from doing it, but, I could make them myself. On the other side of the hand, there is, there's no point to it. It's not a flavor that would attract somebody to want to vape. There's other aspects about it. I don't think banning a flavor is actually the way to go, and I don't think it's the necessary route you want to take.
I think if you are going to use THC carts and such other substances, that you should be using it correctly. We have the correct channels in the state of New Mexico to get a medical card and to get it from places that we know are known good sources. So there's no reason to be buying it off of the streets. There's no reason to be buying something that could be sketchy. Why not just buy the real thing?
There's so many things that the government says is illegal that doesn't actually stop it. The government says robbing a bank is illegal. People still rob banks. People still do drugs when those are illegal. All it's going to do is it's going to make it more dangerous. Because at this point, I can get it legally, it's regulated, and they make sure that it's as safe as it can be. However, if they make it illegal, then it's, becomes less safe for me to want to do it. If I still want to continue to do it, it's less safe for me. That puts me in more danger, both on the legal side of things and the health side of things.
I'm a Juul user, and I don't think there's anything that you're gonna do to keep kids from getting devices like that. I mean, kids are gonna get whatever they wanna get. We all know that. People are always able to get a hold of everything that they want. You'll find somebody to buy it for you or get it for you or buy it secondhand off of somebody else. There's not really a way that one person or one law can come through and create, well, not create, but cause people to not buy that.
I feel like having restrictions can be both a good thing and a bad thing. It's sort of a double-edged sword. Because if you have too many restrictions, then you're going to start pushing people away and they're going to start going the illegal route. However, if you don't have enough restrictions, then you're going to have too many people, doing it legally. That's, when vaping first started, there was no restrictions on it. So, if you're 12 years old, you could have walked into a gas station and bought, a little, pod vape. So I feel like there should be a certain level of restrictions, and I feel like, making it more similar to, say, cigarettes is actually a good idea. Because, cigarettes are at a level of regulation where, I don't remember the last time I heard of somebody illegally buying cigarettes unless they were underage. You don't see, anybody over the age of 18 illegally purchasing cigarettes.
It's cheaper, way cheaper. It's not even comparable. You buy like a small mod like this is 25, 30 bucks, and then you buy, you can go online and get a 120 ml bottle of juice for 16 bucks, or buy one, get one for 16 bucks. When cigarettes are $7.65 a pack or $8 a pack, it's insane what you spend on it by the end of the year if you actually look at it. Same for dipping. Copenhagen's like $7 a roll, or a can now, so it's absolutely outrageous.
Big tobacco companies fund the government. And I don't mean that in the way of, like they're bribing people off. However, these large tobacco companies are giving money to the government in the form of grants, in the form of donations, with the kind of subtext of like, hey, I'll give you this money, I scratch your back, you scratch mine, but it's not necessarily one person benefiting, so it's not necessarily a bribe.
You got these carts that'll last you, a few weeks for 35 bucks from your buddy down the road. It's not sealed, it's just a cart. That's sketchy. The people with common sense see that and go, no. But a lot of people are stupid and they think, it's cheap, that's my fix, that's what I'm gonna get. And it messes them up. With everybody getting hospitalized and things like that, if you're smart, you have some common sense, and you're like the majority of the population, you'll be okay.
Smoking is a tradition in the United States. Back in the 50s, you could watch a commercial where it was the cool thing to do. Now we've got all these commercials that are saying like, hey, don't smoke, it's a bad thing, but it's got legacy and tradition behind it. And at the same time, a lot of these big tobacco companies, they really don't like vaping because it's taking money out of their pockets. I'm now spending less money on cigarettes than I was before. I haven't bought a pack of cigarettes in over 3 years. So they haven't gotten my money, but before that, I was, a half a pack to a pack a day smoker, so they were getting a lot of my money. I feel like the issue is, not a lot of people are accepting it, and there's a lot of contraband against it. We've had, vaping has had a bad rap, so it gives people cannon fodder to not like it, which is stopping a lot of this change. It's stopping a lot of what's going to happen in the future. Going back, even to the early days of vaping, when batteries were exploding, or you'd have, people not knowing what they're doing, and they're putting, hundreds of watts through a coil that's not meant to it, and then your coil just completely melts, and you got burnt hands to, batteries exploding. Now you've got kids getting lipoid pneumonia from juice, or rather oil. So there's a lot of cannon fodder against it, but at the same time, you need to look at everything as a whole and understand that in the grand scheme of things, it's a very small notch in, you know, everything that's been going on. You know, vaping has had an amazing track record since, you know, since from the very beginning when it was first started. And it's just everything here or there, but people keep bringing that up as if it happens every day. So, which I feel is a big factor to that. I don't want this stigma out there that, you know, vaping is the healthiest thing you can do. It's by no means the healthiest thing you can do. It's just better than smoking tobacco or chewing tobacco.